Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's discussion. So happy to meet all of you. My gratitude to all of you for joining us today to continue our discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. And today is Ekadasi. Amalaki Ekadasi is a very auspicious day to start our day in a spiritual mood. So, of course, we are meeting after after Friday, okay, after 2 days break. Today is 10th March 2025. So, of course, there will be some kind of blues. So I hope that all of you are ready and with full enthusiasm prepared to let's go through this session today. All right. As usual, before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarjatam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saha Gana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha Namavum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Namavum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhana Videvidaitaye Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vikrana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasitanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupa Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhavabu Mestvam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhubeva Paditanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Shri Krishna Sadhutale Srimadi Jaya Pataka Swami Niti Namini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayini Gaura Kada Damadaya Nagara Gramatarini Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for joining us today. So today we're going to continue our discussion on Bhaktiyaloka. So what we have read, do you all remember? Okay. So now we are looking at this. Yes, yeah. Right. So now where did we stop yesterday? The practitioner. Okay, let me just highlight that thing. The practitioner. Okay. here. Okay. All right. So let's recap what we have learned on last week Friday. So now we are looking at all that what they call what is the word tadia. Okay, I hope you all remember the word tadia. All right, tadia means anything item related to Krishna are called tadia. All right. So serving the tulasi is the primary. All right. Today's Ekadasi is always fantastically auspicious to worship tulasi today. So serving the tulasi in this is a primary, is a tadia seva. All right. So then and we have also understood that tulasi is auspicious in all respect. Simply seeing, simply touching, simply remembering, simply praying, simply bowing before, simply by hearing about, simply by sowing, simply by offering water, or simply by worshipping tulasi, there will be always auspiciousness. So anyone who comes in touch with tulasi tree in the above mentioned 9 ways lives eternally in Vaikuntha world. Okay. Now the question is, Rusan Mataji, do you have a tulasi with you?
Yes.
Oh, you have, huh? Okay, great. No, because I got two small plants. So I was thinking if you don't have, I can give it to you. All right. So then after that, secondly, that we also understood that is the literature. All right. The literature is also a kind of tadia. Okay. Counted as tadia. Okay. Which is shows devotion to Krishna. There is so many literatures, right? 4 main literatures: Rig Veda, Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and they in each Vedas are divided into 4: Brahmana, Aranyaka, Sanghita, and Upanishad. Okay, divided into 4. And there's a further commentary and further commentary. It looks like millions and millions. We don't have a lifetime to study all of that. But of course, there's also part of the Vedas is also Karma Kanda. That means to achieve your desired goal. If you want to achieve what, you have to do what. If you want to have a very handsome husband, good husband, what you should do. If you want to have a beautiful wife, what you should do. Then if you want to achieve success in your education, what you should do. Like that, there are so many recommendations in the Vedas that what we call materially motivated. Okay, so all these are not important. So the most important is specifically any literature that substantiate devotion to Krishna. Okay, like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is sufficient. Okay, when you look at Skanda Purana is so huge Purana. Right, among all the Puranas, it's the most biggest. And of course, there's so many commentaries. So we simply pick and choose the commentary that is been used by our previous Acharya. So all the things are not necessary to read. Okay, so we just go to the literature straight to the topics of Krishna. It's called Tadiya. Okay, then another thing we also write about holy places. Holy places associated with Lord Krishna. Okay, example like Mathura are appropriate resident for practitioner. So what are the holy places we can think of related to Vishnu? We are talking about 108 Divya Desha. 108 Divya Desha by these holy places for Sri Vaishnava. Okay, like Tirupati, Venkatachalapati, all these places. But here, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, but holy places associated with Krishna. He didn't say holy places associated with Vishnu. Vishnu is a general form, all pervading. Right? Sometimes we also use Krishna as the we also use the name Vishnu. Okay, because Vishnu is a general statement. Example, like for instance, the Tulasi prayer: Vrindaye Tulasi Deviyaye Priyaye Keshavaye Cha Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavataye Namo Nama. So that means any worship to any form of Vishnu, Narayana, Hayagriva, all these Ramachandra, all these things we use to this. But here, what they call but Bhakti Vinod Thakur is specifically mentioning Lord Krishna. So specifically, the place related to Lord Krishna is Mathura. Mathura. So Mathura is residence for practitioner, the best place. And of course, that's another place of Mathura. And also we also can say the Sridham Navadvip or Mayapur. Okay, why Navadvip? That's the place where Lord Krishna appeared in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, Krishna is merciful, is all pervading, is all loving, fair enough. But he's not as loving and pervading, and he's not as loving and merciful as Lord Chaitanya. Because Lord Chaitanya came to reveal the ultimate secret. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dharma Paritya, I mean, how they call? What is the verse? What is the verse? Sarva Dharman Parityaja, Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Give up all varieties of religiosity, all varieties of belief system, all varieties of practice. Give it up and simply surrender unto me. Surrender unto me. Mam Ekam. Mam means me. Ekam means only one. Ek means one. All right, like in Hindi also, ek, do, ti. Ek means one, those, two, ti. So ek means only me. All right. Dharma. Okay, again, I forget the first word. Right? Dharma. Sarva Dharma Parityaja. Sarva, all Dharma, way of life, practice, spirituality. Dharma. Sarva Dharma Parityaja. Mam Ekam Sharanam. Sharanam means surrender. Praja. Only to me and no one else. Then after that, when Krishna went back home to Goloka, then he's wondering, well, I've already said this, Dharman Sarva Dharma Parityaja. Give up all religion and simply surrender to me. Mam Ekam Sharanam Praja. I will protect you. I'll remove all your sins and everything. But the thing is, what is that if you surrender to me? What is the next dharma? Therefore, he came back in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, this year we're going to celebrate 536th year of appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just the first Sandhya. It is just at the dawn of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. All right, and we are very fortunate that we are within that 500 years, or just around plus minus 500 years, 536. Okay. Within that period that we have appeared. When you look at all these these things, when Jesus was born, 600 years later, the Bible was written. Okay, so like that. So that means it is still fresh, right? The vibes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is still fresh and still powerful. And we are very fortunate that somehow or other we get connected to ISKCON and connected to the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Gaudiya Vaishnava. Because only Gaudiya Vaishnava is the only Vaishnava parampara or the lineage that worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like other parampara, they accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a great sage. They don't accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself. Because it's not to say they are wrong, but because they don't have sufficient information. Because in their parampara system, such information, it is not directly mentioned. Of course, it is indirectly mentioned. In Kali Yuga, Krishna will come as a form of sannyasi. Right? He come in the form of sannyasi. And that's why nowadays you see there's a lot of bogus sannyasis. Right? The bogus sannyasis, that means they all accept sannyasi and claim themselves as God, like Sai Baba. Like this, what they call, what is his name? This, they call that the clown Swami. What is his name? He always can make you laugh. The thing in you is actually the me, and I'm in you is actually thinking of me. You know what is his name? Anityananda. Right? So that's why in Kali Yuga, there's lots of sannyasis are appearing and claim themselves as Krishna, as God. Okay, but they don't have enough sufficient information in other parampara. Okay, what is that God is going to be? But only thing is available. It is in this. Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, the books that or the teachings that we adopt. Okay. In fact, in Mahabharata also there is also a article. There's also a saying. Bhima will go to Navadvip. So he wants to fight against them, and of course he couldn't defeat them. Okay, first time, Bhima who is very powerful, very strong, got defeated. Then that's when he started to realize. That's when he started to hear. Here that in the future, this place where Krishna himself will appear. All right, Krishna himself. So that's another story from Mahabharata. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, also there's a lot of information that in Kali Yuga, Krishna will come in the form of sannyasi, but he doesn't come in a blackish form, but he will come in a golden form. right? It form Gaura. Gaura means golden form, right? So that means nowadays or Mayapur is equally beneficial and distinct as Madura. Madura means Vrindavan and all these places. So Mayapur is as good. It is written in Brahmanda Purana. Shruta Smrta. Sorry. So Shruta Smrta Kirtiticha Vanchita Prekshita Gata Sprashta Shista Sevitacha Madura Vishta Dhyani. One who hears about, remembers, and one who hears, remembers, glorifies, desires to achieve, sees from distant, come near, touches, accepts as one shelter, and serves Madhura, achieves fulfillment of all desire. And so, what is the actual desire that we all having? All right, our desire is not go to heaven. Our desire is to not to become a multi-millionaire. Our desire is simply to trigger our Bhava Bhakti that eventually will guide us into Prema Bhakti. That is our desire. Okay, so and it's also then another person is devotees of Krishna are also counted as Tadiya. So devotee of Krishna is also counted as Tadiya because all of us are somehow or other became a devotee not with our own effort but through someone, a devotee. All right. So devotee is very dear to Krishna, and Krishna says that okay, it says in this Bhagavad, okay, in Adi Purana, it says that those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees. A person can say, oh, I always worship Krishna. That's it. But Krishna don't accept them as their direct devotees. But those who are devotee of my devotees are factually my devotees. With fact. All right, they are my devotees. Okay. So that means we have to serve our the devotees, the devotee sangha, we have to associate with devotees. Even the devotee may have some kind of issues, some kind of limitation, but still we should remember that we should engage our service and serve the devotee is the topmost, right? And at the same time, Nama Prabhu, the holy name, the personified of holy name, that is the most merciful of all avatar of Krishna, all incarnation of Krishna. That is the most merciful. The holy name of Krishna is super duper sensitive. It is very, very merciful, but it's super duper sensitive. Sometimes you see the person who are so loving are the person who are very sensitive. Have you all seen that? Do you all agree with me? You know, the person who are very, very dear to you, very close, very loving, you know, very distinct, but they are the one who are usually very sensitive. Do you all agree with me? Have you seen like that, such a person?
Yeah.
Yes, huh? Yeah. So, like example, like our parents, they love him so much. As they get older, if you just say something which you don't mean it, and they can get very upset. Huh? Sometimes, you know, like that day I was telling my mother, hey, enough. Oh, then my mother got very upset. Then he just kept quiet. Then she went into hibernation. Don't want to say anything. I was wondering what's wrong with her. Then when I find out, oh, then he called up my sister and say, you know what my son did? When I say something, he say, hey, enough. So actually, what he's trying to say, I'm already. What he say that I'm a foolish. You know, she start to create so much of reasoning. The one that loves you the most, the one that cares for you the most, the one who are very dear to the most, are the most sensitive people. We can be very gradual with others, but not to someone that are very, very merciful to. Simply the Harinam, Nama Prabhu is very merciful. It's willing to remove all that karma that you have been accumulated for trillions of births. Right? It's willing to remove everything at once. You know, just simply say Hari, I'll remove. Simply say Krishna, Prarabdha karma gone. Simply say Rama, Sanchita karma gone. All right. Simply say Hare, Putta karma gone. So he's willing to give you all, and not only that, all the papa, all that kind of sins, all he's willing to remove. But if we simply offend a devotee or blaspheme the devotee, speaking very bad about the devotee, offending a devotee, and all. Okay, what is blasphemy? Blasphemy means right? Do you all understand what is blasphemy? Because this is the topic that always a biggest debate. Blaspheme. What is actually blaspheme? To say something that don't exist. Accusation. Blasphemy means accusation. Right? Number one is accusing. Something that is not, but you are making it yes. Right? Number two, to say something about to belittle them. Belittle means, you know, that person is formerly born from a very low caste. and now the fellow talking so big. That is blasphemy. All right. That means to belittle him, to criticize and belittle a person. All right. That is blasphemy. Then what else we can say? That means first is to talk about their past. They are from that fellow. Formerly he was a hippie. Formerly he was a drunkard. Formerly he is a murderer. Like recently, there's one devotee here who's supposed to be sentenced to death. So some or other, there's one devotee from Taiping, Yaduraj. He went and go for a prison preaching. When he went for a prison preaching and some or other, the whole devotee, the person became a devotee and had a big change in his heart. He started to chant 16 rounds. He's totally transformed. Totally transformed. And then after that, he wanted initiation. So then he have accepted, he requested, then Yaduraj requested from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami to initiate him. And Jayapataka Maharaj says, yes, I will initiate him with condition. So what is the condition? The condition is he must appeal. Appeal is death sentence. He was sentenced to death in Taipei. So he must appeal to the death sentence. Then he says, no need, because I've done this karma, I need to face the consequences. I'm prepared to die. I feel very guilty. But he says, no, if you good appeal, I'll give you initiation. So for that sake, he appealed. And what they call His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj have given the initiation to the representative. Okay, now his name is this. And this is, I think it's Karuna Das or something like that. So he gave the bits. And Yaduraj, when I give it to him, and he started chanting and chanting, he went into ecstasy. Until he started to fall he became very dear to that warden. Until the warden gave him a very comfortable place. And his job is to go around changing people. Once I was thought of doing law. Okay, at one moment I was thinking of doing law. So I followed my lawyer friend. Went to that, want to go and get a first-hand view of that court, how the courts look like. So went to the High Court, a murder case, also from Taipei. And that boy came first day. All right, he was accused of murder and going on a death sentence. So then on the second hearing when I went, suddenly he came with tilak. And I was with tilak. When the police was taking him to the court, he looked at me and just said, Hare Krishna. And I looked at me, Hare Krishna, why he's wearing tilak? And I tried to recall. As a devotee, he murdered someone. No, the transformation happened in that prison because of this person. And after that, the day that he was about to sentence to death, that means next week is going to be sentenced. So the final moment, another 3 days, death sentence, executing. They're going to get executed. All right, he was 20 years in the jail waiting for the death sentence, death row. Just a day before the death row, just next day he's going to be deceased. So he said, well, tomorrow your time is up. Then he said, okay. Then he got a letter from the king, the royal pardon, and they pardoned him just 12 hours before his death sentence. Because in Malaysia, the execution happened at 6 o'clock in the morning. Also, it's around 12, around before, one day before, they called him up and said, well, you are pardoned. Then after that, he was taken and changed to life sentence. Then after that, to review the life sentence, went to the court, and they said that you have served enough life sentence, you are released on the spot. You are released on the spot. So he got released. Then I was wondering, who's this guy? Because I've not seen him. Then when I checked on him, I say, oh my God, this person, this person. That means this person is the one that got murdered is my school junior and the family. So I know that. Oh, this person, suddenly my mind started reeling. Oh, then suddenly, just imagine. And after that, I suddenly lost my taste in that chanting. I have no mood to chant. Something that, again, thank God I do. What do you call? Journal. I was wondering, where did I go wrong? Why my tongue suddenly feel numb? And that's when I start to realize, oh my God. I thought about it. I thought about it, I think about it. So that's the thing. So we should not even look at the past. But today he's out, he's a free man, and he's considered a sadhu, a Vaishnava devotee. Because all of us have flaws. Every one of us got a flaw. So when we're going to think about their past life, formerly was like this, formerly drunkard, formerly a rapist, formerly a prostitute, like what happened in India, right? The prostitute became a devotee. All these things are offensive. Blasphemy. That means talking about the past. belittling them. That's the from low caste and talking so big, belittling them. And number three is okay, and also say that hey, Islam is not even Indian. What he knows about bhakti. Like sometimes they say, no, I prefer to take Indian guru because I don't believe in Western guru. All these are blasphemy. If you have the thought, just keep it to yourself. No need to say it out. No need to go around tell people, oh, I prefer this guru because it's Indian body and this guru is a Western body. What they know, all these are considered offensive. I know a person until today he couldn't accept initiation at all. So all this we have to be very careful because the Nama Prabhu, he came to get rid of everything. All right. And we have to be very, very, very careful of not belittling or blaspheme any devotees. Once you do that, the Nama Prabhu will simply leave you. All right. It's just like suddenly your tongue will become a desert, your tongue will become numb, and you could not be able to chant the holy name. Even you chant, you are simply blabbering. Nothing, no feeling. So we have to be very, very careful. That's why I'm telling you, check and balance. The thing is very, very important, right? So that's the thing. So in regard of serving devotees, right? Srila Rupa Goswami also says that purport of that, the purport is that almost all the above mentioned limbs of serving Krishna, among almost all of above limbs, everything in serving Krishna are accepted in the service of his devotee. So that means if we have so many limbs of bhakti, right? 64. So far we have read about 20. So consider all the limbs of that bhakti is fulfilled when we simply consider accepted in the service of his devotees. Okay, the reason for this use of the word almost, why Bhakti Vinod Thakur using the word almost? The word almost, why is the word almost? Is that the devotee should be worshipped by offering them Krishna Prasad. Right? So when we worship our devotees, we see. So that's why in that of instruction, we identified what kind of devotees. All right, we cannot simply go around every devotee fall at the feet and start to serve them. That is good, right? But the most important part is there's a three kinds of devotee. One is Kanishta, second is Madhyama, third is Uttam. So Kanishta Adhikari is the one who respect the deity, they worship the deity, they love the deity, but they misbehave. They don't what they call they don't respect others. They don't respect other devotees. So when you see them, mentally honor them. All right, you don't need to go around and fight with them or quarrel with them or try to make a proof of point. Second is Madhyama Adhikari, the one who worships the devotee. At the same time, they are very loving and caring for all the devotees. They worshipping the deity and also the devotee. So when you see them, immediately offer them obeisances. Manchakal Patrobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha. We chant that. Then the third kind of devotee is Uttamadhikari. Uttamadhikari means the pure devotee. They worship the Lord with all sincerity, with all love. They very loving to devotees. At the same time, they also very loving to all living entities, all other non-devotees. Right? They are very merciful. They go out, they don't see a beef eater, dog eater, all this. For them, everyone has that the spiritual spark in their heart. Right? They are the pure devotee. And they live a very simple life. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, like all our Guru Varga, they all are pure devotees because they are so merciful. Okay, so when you see such a devotee in whichever spot that you see, doesn't matter on the street or wherever, when you see that such a pure devotee there, immediately you should offer Dandavat. Immediately you should offer this thing. So where can we find this kind of pure devotees? Basically, all of them are concentrated in the place called Mathura, Vrindavan, and to be born there, to be associated there, it is not a place of Kanishta Adhikari to remain there. Even if they remain in that kind of place, some or other they will move out. Right? Even if they're Kanishta, even there's also, I think, I don't know whether we have read here or I'm not sure whether I've discussed this with you. Even in Uttama Adhikari also there's Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama Uttama. All right? Even there also there's a three division. So anyway, we don't need to go into that detail. But the most important is we should worship the devotees. All right, worshipping devotee is very important. So which devotee we should worship? Like Srila Prabhupada, like a Guru Maharaj, Guru Varga, or any senior devotees, any this. So how we can worship them? By offering them prasadam. No, cook and just invite them, please come and accept prasadam. So when they come, they eat. because prasadam satisfies, right? The thing is directly you can serve them is by washing their feet and serving them prasadam, and all these things are considered worshipping the devotees. All right. So with that, so the practitioner. So the practitioner also should hold festivals according to his capacity. Okay, that means we as a devotee, we should always hold festival because our life is full of festivity. Worshipping Krishna is festival. Okay, it is not a mundane, lame way of worship. Simply sit in one corner. No, be a very dull person. We are not a dull movement. We are exciting movement. So exciting means we have lots of prayers, we have a lot of worship. No, we dance, we marry, then we feast. That's why we don't call Sunday lunch, Sunday dinner, Sunday breakfast. We call feast. Every day offering to Krishna and honoring Prasadam is a feast. In feast in Tamil, what we call virundu. Virundu upasarippu. Virundu upasarippu. Right? So virundu upasarippu, that means it's a festival. So we always have this kind of festivity because bhakti is festival. Because we are enjoying our festival here, and once we go back home, we also going to sing. So now we're going to hold a festival according to his capacity. What is his capacity? Right? According to his capacity, let's do a festival. But now, at the same time, organizing festival in the association of devotees is prominent activity. So sometimes alone, how much money do you have, or how much can you spend to hold that festival? Maybe you can't afford it or something like that, right? Maybe you can do it. But if you organize a festival in the association of a devotee, it's a prominent activity. Therefore, this coming Friday, we're going to celebrate what they call Gaura Purnima. In that Gaura Purnima, we are all organizing. All the devotees are gathering to organize. All right. There's two ways you can participate. If you are nearby to any ISKCON temple, go and join them. Or if you're don't have any facility to any nearby ISKCON center, you can offer your donation. All right. If at all, if you think that you want to participate in ISKCON Ipoh, I'm looking at consideration of doing Facebook, YouTube, what they call Zoom Live. All right, I'm going to do a Zoom program, and you're going to watch the entire program from bathing the deities into all this Abhishek and all this what they call the festivity and all the classes, dancing, kirtan, everything. I'm planning to do it live, right? Live. So you can also participate through Zoom if you don't have any facility. But if you have any facility, try your best. So I would like to cordially invite all of you to Ipoh. ISKCON Ipoh, our Parama Karuna Nitai Gauranga, is one of the most beautiful deity in the world. You should come and experience it. Since it's Friday, next day is holiday, Saturday and Sunday is weekend. If it's possible, please be invited. I cordially invite each and every one of you. Please come to Ipoh to come and see our beautiful Gaurnita. And our Gaurnita is called Parama Karuna, ocean of mercy. Parama means supremely merciful. Karuna means mercy. So Parama Karuna Nitai Gauranga. All right. Our deity, in fact, my Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj came when the installation time. He looked at the deity and he said, "This is the most beautiful deity in the world." Right? He didn't say to himself, he didn't say to his confidential disciples, but he said it to everyone. Right? Then there's so many Acharya, Maharaj Swamijis came. And they came, they said, "Yes, we agree. This is the most prettiest deity in the whole world." So it is something that's going to satisfy your eyes. Second thing, something glorious about Ipoh, sumptuous prasadam. All right, I don't want to compare with this place, but Ipoh, you can eat till you faint. That's why you see all the Ipoh devotees got big belly. All the Ipoh devotees got big belly because the prasadam in Ipoh, it is abundant. Right? And sometimes, do you know that we get a prasadam, we get vegetables for free? Yes, a lot of people are coming forward to offer us free vegetable. So we need money to buy grains. Nobody give us free rice, free dal. That's what we have to buy, right? Then we're going to do Abhishek. Then we're going to do this. Abhishek. Then what else? And even our Prabhupada deity looks so real. You have to come to experience it. Even take photo and send. Also, I mean, I'm not sure for those who have not seen it, but since we are seeing them live, we find that even the photo, the camera couldn't capture their real view. Imagine they are that beautiful, extremely beautiful. Coming and seeing them, I'm not surprised if your tears start to flow. You may get choked. It is that beautiful, right? So we're going to host a huge festival, and this Gaura Purnima is considered our Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava New Year, right? We can all buy new clothes, just like how you celebrate festival, buy new clothes, new pair of dhoti, sari, or maybe if you want to buy any other karmi clothes like jeans and shirt, whatever, sometimes when you come near, the things you buy, you can buy all of them. It's just a fantastic festival. Okay. And if you think you can't really come forward and everything, if you think you like to give donation towards this festival, please, I can share that if you just send me your message, I will send you our temple account. Okay, our temple account. So in the temple account, you can bank it directly for the festival of Gaura Purnima. Okay, this year 2025 is expected because we are so excited because it falls on Friday. In fact, in my family, everyone have taken leave Friday, and all of us are looking forward. So in the morning, Friday morning, what we do, we're going to discuss. Of course, we're going to have this program, but we're going to discuss on the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I'm looking at the possibilities of maybe starting the class a bit early because I do not need to send my children to school. Maybe we can start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we can go on talking maybe until 11 because such a nectarian book. Anyway, that I will confirm as we go on. So practitioner should hold festival and let's join together, juice. Sometimes in those days, when I was a leader of a sales company, I said, juice for you, juice. The same thing I've used recently. Juice means what? Join us in creating excitement. It's going to be super duper exciting. It's going to be a fantastic celebration. Yesterday, a few of us have got together and we did a temple cleaning. All right. So the organizing festival is not only coming in this thing, but also cleaning. If you have any chance to go to any nearby temple, you want to help them in cleaning, that's going to be very auspicious. Right. So cleaning, if you can go and clean the temple means you are invited to come and clean. It's not by random you go and do your offer your service. You have to be reminded, you have to be accepted. So anyway, yesterday around 10 of us got together, around 10, 12 people. We cleaned up the temple, we washed the temple very nicely. And there's another group of devotees are going to go up there and clean up the top. So I think everything should be done. Because of lack of manpower, we couldn't go and clean up other places like the pillar and everything. Anyway, it's done. It's okay, no problem. So join us. However, one should be careful. So we should celebrate this kind of celebration. So if you think you are, please come to Ipoh, please be invited. If you like to assist financial assistance through that program, you are also welcome. But among all, please come and see my Paramakam. It is so beautiful. Okay, it is something that you have not experienced. If you have not seen it, you should come and see it at least once. It is beautiful, extremely beautiful. Talking about it, it's beautiful. I don't know how to explain further than this. Come and experience it. But at the same time, Bhakti Vinod Thakur also says, one who should be careful not to associate with non-devotees. Right? Also, when we are organizing this, okay, in the course of holding such festival. So sometimes when you want to hold this festival, sometimes the non-devotees will come, join, try to befriend them and all this. We should avoid associate with non-devotees. Why? Because while you're doing this festival, when the non-devotees come, they'll talk nonsense, they do all this kind of thing, it will spoil your budget. Right? There is a need there is a need of organizing festival on the occasion of Lord's appearance. Look at that. Okay, on the Lord's appearance day, there's a need of organizing festival on the occasion of Lord's appearance day. One should maintain love and devotion while serving the deity. Right? We should maintain love while serving the deity. And how are you going to serve the deity? By looking at them, grasping at them, all this. Okay. So being attached to the impersonal aspect of the Lord, foolish people without proper consideration disrespect the deity. Right? The fools who don't understand, like what happened in Bangladesh, right? All these foolish people went and go destroy the deities because they say the God has no form. Right? Why these people are praying to all these kind of, so they are all considered foolish people because they are attached to impersonal aspect of the Lord. Impersonal aspect of the Lord. But if they associate with devotees, okay, and properly consider, then they will see the need of serving the deity. All right. So one should relish devotional scripture. Now, after that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is continuing that one should relish devotional scripture like Srimad Bhagavatam with advanced devotees. Okay. So we should relish Srimad Bhagavatam. That means we should enjoy, with advanced devotees. So the Srimad Bhagavatam that we are having, especially the ISKCON version, is fantastic because Srila Prabhupada has given a very elaborate purport. So elaborate purport means when you are reading the Bhagavatam, first you are reading it, and secondly you are associating with Prabhupada because Prabhupada is personally instructing you through the purport, right? If one relishes devotional scripture with rationals or people fond of argument, the dry speculators, then one's heart become dry and awakening transcendental mellows, okay, transcendental mellows does not take place. We must be very careful. Sometimes we see that, we want to, we go to the YouTube or Srimad Bhagavatam, anybody who, like those who are from other sampradaya, they are giving Srimad Bhagavatam class. All these are actually is not recommended, right? Because we should always study the Srimad Bhagavatam in the mood of our parampara. There's one parampara, there's a great preacher from other parampara speaking Bhagavatam, but he doesn't speak about the conclusion that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For him, he always says Narayana is Supreme and all the others are expansion. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam clearly mentions Iti Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Even there's a clear instruction, but overlook. Is it because he's want to purposely overlook? No. Because that's an idea from their parampara. So therefore, we have to be very careful here. Don't listen to Srimad Bhagavatam from any kind of people who are this kind of, from other parampara. Keep it to our parampara because our parampara itself is extremely glorious. Okay, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in this parampara. And other than that, like we do not need to go and talk about these things to rationalists. The people rationalists means what? Logician. All right, logician. Everything. What is logician means? Anything that eyes can see and make sense is a Veda for them, right? So they don't want to think beyond it. All right, that means they are trying to acquire knowledge through their imperfect senses. And of course, people who fond of argument. All right, fond of arguments means simply they don't want to agree with someone. When you want to say something, they'll oppose you, right? And this kind of and dry speculator. All this doesn't matter. Yeah, Krishna showed all this, but do you know Krishna is not the person you know? All right, because we have imperfect senses, we have no someone character to come and act the drama, right? The drama. So that means he's not that. Actually, he's coming as an actor. All right, but the thing is, everything is Brahman, light. Everything is light. So that is what the what they call the dry speculators, the Mayavadis. So when we going to talk, when we go to listen to them, try to argue with them, we try to listen. So what happened? Our heart become dry. Okay, then to awaken our transcendental mellow, prema bhakti does not take place. It is necessary to associate with devotees. Very important. Okay, associate with devotees. Jnanis, karmis are not counted among the devotees due to their illicit desire. What is illicit desire means? Illicit desire means what they call wrong desire. Wrong desire. Or what is the word? Illegal desire. Illicit. Okay. So illicit, because they are all illicit desire. What is the desire? To merge into Krishna, merge into the light, right? And to say that, and also material desire. I want to become rich, please Krishna, all these kind of. So they are not known as, not counted among the devotees. All right. So now we are going in detail. At first, we understood that anyone who chants Hare Krishna, they are devotees. But now we are going into specific. Right. There's a general statement and there's a dovetailing. Now we are filtering. We are coming to the specific thing that not counted among the devotees. So we have to be very careful. So therefore, a practitioner of devotional service should associate more advanced person who are affectionate and on the same path, right? Even though those who are chanting once in a while, those who are still attached to karmi, jnani, and all these kind of things, they are not considered devotee in the sense of it is not worth the association, right? They are not worth the association. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, if you want to advance, you have to be affectionate. Okay, you have to be, we have to associate with more advanced person. Advanced in this path, who are very affectionate and on the same path. That's the important thing, all right? Otherwise, his heart will not take shelter of a pure devotional service, all right? So, in fact, during the school time, when you want to learn something, you have to go and associate with the top student, right? You go to the top student, you talk to them, try to learn something from them, other than your teacher, your association with. But if you go and talk to person who are fool, how are you going to understand the subject matter? So you want to learn physics, and you have to go and talk to the student who are extremely, who are top student, because he knows in and out. Oh, you just say, can you just help me on this? Yeah, sure. So you learn something. He's willing to teach you. He's a top student. But at the same time, you're going to look for a foolish student. Say, come on, lah. Are you going to be engineer? Why are you wasting time studying physics? Just forget it, lah. Life is, education is not everything. No, this kind of foolish talk. All right, so we have to be very careful. Because if we're going to associate with these fools, our pure devotional service can never be invoked. All right? It's mentioned in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya, chapter 8, text 51. Yasya yat sangati pumsa, manivat syat tat satat gunaha. Svakular dai tato diman, swayutanyeva shangshrayat. As the qualities of nearby object are reflected in crystal. Please underline this word. See how nicely they put. As the quality of a nearby object are reflected in a crystal. All right, when you take a crystal, when I bring near the mic, I can see the shadow of the mic. When I bring it to the form of the deity, I can see. Even I bring it to my dog. When I got to say, if I got a dog, I just bring it to the dog. It will also reflect the dog's face, right? So as a quality of a nearby object are reflected in a crystal. Therefore, one similarly takes on the qualities of a person whom we associate, right? That is very, very important, right? There's also a person, I can't recall, they say that, show me your friend and I will tell you your character. Okay? Show me your friend and I'll tell you your character. All our characters are molded through the people that we associate. I think all of you have experiencing it and experienced that before. All right. Okay. So if you go and join the wrong party, you will get a wrong character, wrong attitude. Right. So one similarly takes on the qualities of a person whom we associate. Therefore, in order to increase one's devotional sentiment in his own line, a wise person should take shelter of those who have same temperament. So if you want to become a success in your spiritual life, you have to associate with those devotees. Please underline this statement. Okay. So one should be particularly careful. All right. One should be careful is different, but one should be particularly careful means what? You should be very careful and very particular what he's doing. Okay. In this regard, you have to be particularly careful. That means association is sahajya. And baulas yields unfavorable result. So sahajiyas and baulas are materialistic people, right? But if one associate with pure Vaishnava, who are followers of Sri Rupa Goswami, again, see, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is also explaining. So the person, a pure Vaishnava, if he should have just stopped there, but if one associate pure Vaishnava, right, then pure love of Krishna is awakened, he said that. But why you need to specifically mention Rupa Goswami? Because Rupa Goswami is a pure devotee of Krishna. and he's a Manjari, and he is from Gaudiya Parampara, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Parampara. So even though there are so many pure Vaishnavas in all the Vaishnava Sampradaya, particularly we have to associate pure Vaishnava who is the follower of Sri Rupa Goswami. That's why we want to study his book, Rupa Goswami's book, like Text of Instruction. It is by Rupa Goswami, right? And imagine in that Rupa Goswami and this Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving commentary. And later when we go into Nectar of Devotion, it's also by Rupa Goswami. And the commentary by Chakravarti Thakur, what they call? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. The commentary. We read Nectar of Instruction and the commentary Bhaktiyaloka. Then we read Nectar of Devotion, the commentary Bhakti, what they call? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. The commentary of the entire thing. So we have to follow Rupa Goswami, right? Because only Rupa Goswami is the one talking about this ecstatic love. Okay, here we are not talking about Bhaya Bhakti. Bhaya means fear. Fear. Bhaya Bhakti. That means offering our prayers and Bhakti by awe and reverence, also by fear. But we are talking about Prema Bhakti. How that we can love Krishna. How we can see the loving reciprocation with Krishna. How Krishna and Radharani tease each other. How Krishna sometimes irritate Radharani. And why Radharani get very irritated. And of course, she had a heart broken. And to see the heart broken, her confidential associate like Saki, Lalita and Visakha get very angry with Krishna. So when Krishna comes, they chase him out. Get out. Who are you to come and disturb my Saki? Can you imagine? And the gopis, Lalita and Visakha, firing Krishna. You get out. No, I want to see her. No, no, no. You have broke her heart. She's crying inside. Actually, what are you thinking in your heart? Are you really something wrong? Get out. No, you're not allowed. Imagine. And Krishna went and came in the form of sannyasi. I think I told the story that day. Sannyasi. And he said, why I can see someone is very sad here. And Saki, honestly, he said, no, my Saki, Radharani, my friend Radharani is in lamenting. Oh, really? Maybe I can comfort her because I'm a sannyasi. Then went there. And after that, the sannyasi will ask her to remove the veil because covering the face. And the Lalita and Visakha is telling, hey, cannot. You're a sannyasi. You know, how can you do that? No, I'm a sannyasi. I can ask. So she removed the veil. Then he wanted to touch the hand. You don't touch. Why? If you touch, you're a sannyasi. You cannot touch women, especially the head. You cannot touch. See, don't worry. I'm a sannyasi. I'm above bodily. I'm not in three mode of material nature. I am not this. I don't see men and women. I see everyone equally. So then was Saki, Visakha and Lalita was like confused. So what these sannyasis are up to? And he touched the head, and Radharani started to feel, this looks different. And after that, they say they had a eye-to-eye contact and they start to embrace each other. Such a beautiful pastime. All this is what that we want. We want prema bhakti. We don't want to see Krishna. Oh, Krishna, please save me. Oh, Kadal kannu kuthiruvaru. Kadal kannu kuthradhukku. You know, there's so much of fear, awe and reverence. That's the standard. But here, Srila Rupa Goswami is talking about what? He's talking about Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, you know, then Parakya. Parakya is not possible for every one of us. It's huge, right? Rupa Nuga, and all these kind of things, right? So that's why. So we have to be follower of Srila Rupa Goswami. Then pure love for Krishna is awakened. Look at that. Because Rupa Goswami is talking about love for Krishna, not to scared of Krishna. You know, a woman can marry the most bravest man of what they call a great king. No, he can marry even a very powerful emperor. But her relationship with the king, it is not awe and reverence. You know, when the queen come and see the husband, ampun tuanku beribu-ribu ampun harap pati di ampun. She don't do that. She come and say, sayang, my dear, my love. You know, that is that relationship that we. So among all limbs of devotional service, right? Again, association with devotees is one of the main limbs. That's the main thing that we all should do it. So now, among all the above mentioned, among all the above mentioned limbs of devotional service, the following 5 principles, I mean the 5 principal items are the best of all. Okay, among all the limbs that we have discussed just now, the 20, the first 10, the second 10, among all of them, these 5 is considered the best. Number 1 is what? Worshipping the deity. Number 1, please underline. Number 2, relishing the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam with advanced devotees. Okay, that's why now in the Srimad Bhagavatam there's a purport, Prabhupada giving purport. Relish it. Relish what the verse is trying to tell, right? Number 3, associating with more advanced devotees who are very affectionate. At the same time, okay, in the same line, then congregation chanting of the holy name, right? So congregation chanting of the holy name. So that's the time that we hold a festival and all this, we will have a congregation chanting. That means devotees get together and chant Harinam, Sankirtan. So if you come on this Friday, there's going to be a congregation chanting and dancing. Okay. Then at last, residing in Madura. Of course, to live in holy places. But sometimes we don't have that access to Madura. We can bring the Madura to our home because Madura is basically our... Okay, what is the reason that we want to go to Madura? Because we want to associate with pure devotees. We want to be in loving relationship. We want to see Krishna everywhere. You can also bring it to your own home when you start to worship Bhakti Devi, Srimadi, Tulasi Maharani. And you chant your rounds. Don't stick to, if those who are chanting 16 rounds, don't think 16 is enough. Go more. 220, 25, 32, 50, 60, 64. Yo, how to do it? Don't worry. Krishna will tell you how to do it. We don't need to speculate now itself. But now the only attempt that you have to put on your own endeavor to chant your 16 rounds. 16 rounds is your own endeavor. After that, above 16 rounds is the mercy of Krishna. And once you get that mercy, you can never stop chanting. A day without chanting, you feel very, very uneasy. You know, I feel very guilty till today because yesterday I couldn't chant. Yesterday only I chanted 2 rounds. Can you imagine? You know, I feel very guilty. And today I'm going to make up yesterday's wrong. Why I couldn't do? Because of that. You know, yesterday was, we were engaged in the service, a lot of other things. Then, of course, after we cleaned the temple, we were extremely dead tired. Then after that, I had some program in the evening. Then after that, then I was just thinking on the chant. I couldn't pop. But today I woke up and said, oh my God, guilt. Right? So once you can do it, you feel you are missing. So you have to chant your 16 rounds. And anything above that is by mercy. And if we further summarize Bhakti Vinod Thakur is telling, right? If you want to further summarize the teaching, so what is that further summary? Right? Summarize that all is 5. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur saying, chanting the holy name and serving the Vaishnava are the topmost. That is the conclusion. Okay, chanting the holy name and serving the Vaishnava are the topmost service. Right? So it is okay. Okay. So now it's already 10:05. Think about it and we just take a short break, just 1-2 minutes break. Then we continue. Okay, just take a short break. Now it's 10:05, just 1 or 2 minutes. Then we continue our discussion. Okay, so we continue. So now it's written in Padma Purana. Padma Purana it's mentioned. Okay, Yena Janma Sahasrani. Yena Janma. Janma Sahasrani means, Janma means births. Sahasrani means thousands of births. Okay, Yena Janma Sahasrani Vasudevo Nishevita Tan Mukte Harinamani Sada Tishtanti Bharata. O descendant of Bharata, one who has worshipped the deity of the Lord for thousands of lifetime. Of the Lord for thousands of lifetime can always chant the holy name of the Lord Hari. Okay, that means one who has worshipped the deity of the Lord for thousands of lifetime can always chant the holy name of Hari. And also from Padma Purana is also quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's also re-quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 108 and 109. Nama Chintamani Krishna. Nama. Nama means name. Chintamani means the touchstone, which is Krishna. Nama Chintamani Krishna. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta. Pina Twan Nama Namino. Ata Sri Krishna Namadi Nama Na Bhavid Grahyam Indriyai Sevun Mukehi Jivadau Swayam Eva Spuratyataha. It says that holy name of Krishna is transcendentally blissful. It bestows, that means it gives you all spiritual what? Benediction, varam, we call varam, right? So all kind of benediction for, because it is Krishna himself. The name is Krishna himself, who is the reservoir of all pleasure. All right. Krishna's name is complete. Krishna's name is complete. And in the form of, and is complete, it is the form of all transcendental mellows. All right. It is not material name under any condition. And it's no less powerful than Krishna himself. Okay. So what we can understand, the holy name of Krishna is transcendentally blissful. It bestows all spiritual benediction, all the benedictions that you want in spiritual life, it gives you. All right. And because it is Krishna himself, who is the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete. All right. And it is the form of all transcendental mellow. So all the transcendental prema bhakti, bhava bhakti, all that bhakti that you want to achieve in your life, it can be, it is in the form of Harina, in the form of Krishna's name. Can you imagine? The holy name. And it is not material name under any condition. Okay? Because it is not no less powerful than Krishna himself. Oh, I worship Krishna, but I don't want to chant Hare Krishna. No, there's no difference. Okay? Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by any material quality, there is no questions of its being involved with Maya. Please underline all these statements. All right? There's no question that this is being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never contaminated by any law of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. Remember this thing. Krishna and the name of Krishna is identical. In order to worship Krishna, you need to have adhikara. Adhikara means you need to have authority. You must be authorized. You have to take your first initiation. Then after that, you follow all the things. You become first-class devotee. Then you have taken a second initiation, Brahmana. Then after that, you must chant this Gayatri mantra. You know, then only you can even go and touch and worship the deity. And even worshipping the deity, there's so many rules and regulations. Purify yourself, purify your all your senses. Then these, that, so many complicated rules. But since Krishna and Krishna himself, the name and Krishna himself are identical, why not we just simply chant Hare Krishna and get the benefit of doing the deity worship? There's no difference. But that you need adhikara, you need authorization. But here, no authorization. But even the person can be born from a horrible background. Still, as long as you have taken a human form of life, you are by default allowed or authorized to chant the name of Krishna. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. That's why, because this is spiritual, but since we are in the material senses, we cannot appreciate sometimes the Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Right? Just like our eyes, our material eyes, we cannot look at the sun. Right? But the thing is, so the material senses are not beyond that. That's why, because it's spiritual and everything, that's why material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastime. If you still haven't got the chant, a taste to chant, that means you must understand. You are checking and balancing your life, that your material senses still cannot appreciate the holy name. So what you need to do? Push it, force yourself into it. Some or other, it will work out. Okay? So when a conditioned soul is awakened, but when the conditioned soul is awakened in Krishna consciousness, okay, and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of Lord's food, the tongue is purified, right? So that means When the conditioned soul is awakening, that means you understand about Krishna, you understand yourself. So you render your service. How? What kind of service? Use your tongue to serve Krishna by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. At the same time, to taste the remnants, prasadam, the tongue will become purified. When the thing happened, one gradually, what gradually means? Step by step, slowly, right? Slowly but surely come to understand that who Krishna really is. Okay, who is Krishna really is. Okay, so this is the independent mercy. This is the independent mercy of the absolute truth. That means the absolute truth, Krishna is giving an independent mercy. There's a lot of other mercies are given, but independently, this mercy is like a special mercy. All right, given. That means use your tongue, chant Hare Krishna, eat Krishna Prasadam, and you know what? You can get out of this place. You do not need to work hard. You do not need to put your own material endeavor. You do not need to struggle. Simply use your tongue. The tongue that is hidden in your mouth. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just repeat the 16 words only. Just repeat the 16 words. That's all. Isn't that simple? If not, you have to go to Himalaya. You have to go meditate. Your leg will be cramped. You have to fast. 10 days, 20 days without food. That certain religious practice, they say 16 days without food or 48 days, one mandala without food, fasting, Then you have to go and do all kind of expensive rituals. You have to put a fire and burn the fire and pour all the ghee and all the expensive things all into that. It's just like a barbecue party. Right? So you have to burn everything. You take a sari, or maybe say like Krishna, they give you what they call a very expensive dhoti. You have to burn it. Just name it. There's so many rules. You have to do that, do this. like in Tirupati, people take a vow to walk up from down to top. So much of austerity. All that no need. Of course, all that has given a mercy. There is there. Of course, people there's no reciprocation, people won't do it. But here, Krishna gave an independent mercy to know that absolute truth, simply utilizing your tongue. And repeat these 16 words. Don't you think it's very logical? Very, very, very logical. Simply repeat 16 words. On your beats. 108 times. That's it. Right? It's not 10,000, 20,000 times. Just 108 beats. Hold it. Each beat, chant the name of Krishna. Simple. Right? Just take each beat. Just hold one. And just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to the next one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to the next one. Like that, you do 108. Keep count. Then, do it 16 times. That's it. 1.5 hours of your entire 24 hours. That's all. Isn't that simple? And keep count. And after that, take a vow. Why we need to take a vow? My dear Krishna, my dear Prabhupada, from now onwards, I take a vow to chant 16 rounds. Why we ask you to take a vow? If you take a vow, you will never turn back. The vow means, if you take a commitment, means you can change your mind. But if you take a vow, you will never return without fulfilling that vow. I vow to kill that person. I vow I will go in and kill. I'll fight till my last breath. That means you don't run halfway. Right? And he says, hey, come on, you get a chance. The party is so huge and powerful. You better run. No, I've taken a vow. Either I win or die. So I rather die than go back home by breaking my vow. You understand? So like that. So that's the thing. So that's the thing. So we take a vow to chant 16 rounds. Minimum. Don't make maximum. Minimum 16 rounds. You can chant 20, 30, 50, 100 rounds. But when you next day you can't chant, make sure you are still at the 16 rounds part. Right? Okay. So Sri Madhura Mandala is the holy place of Lord. So devotional scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, pure devotees and deities, these 5 items are transcendental. By associating with them, a devotee quickly attains power. That means the holy name, the holy name of the Lord, the devotional scripture like Srimad Bhagavatam, the pure devotees and the deities. These are the 5 items are transcendental. These are all transcendental. So now, by associating with them, a devotee quickly attains power. Because we all want power, right? So we can quickly attain power, which is transcendental emotion of to Krishna. Okay. In the process of sadhana bhakti, okay, these types of Vaidhi bhakti are explained. Right? Sadhana bhakti means what? Sadhana means your activity. Like you're chanting, you're listening to this class, you're going and cleaning that, they call sadhana. So in sadhana bhakti, that means you are performing directly. This type of Vaidhi bhakti is explained. Vaidhi bhakti, we have right. Okay, Vaidika and Laulika. Vaidhi means what? Right? That means the rituals or the way to live. All right, just do this thing. But of course, that Vaidhi is materially motivated. That means I'm following according to my family culture and tradition. I got my culture, so this is how I get married. So like that. So now in sadhana bhakti, this type of Vaidhi bhakti is explained. Again, after that, after we achieve Vaidhi bhakti, then we talk about Raga Nuga sadhana bhakti. Is very powerful in the process of sadhana. Right? So do you all remember Vaidhi bhakti? Vaidhi, do you all remember what is Vaidhi? So I believe that you all have underlined. Can you please tell me in which page you have underlined? Do you all remember not Vaidika and Laulika?
Page 54, Prabhu.
54.
Right at the bottom.
Okay, 54. Sorry, it's not showing the page. Huh?
Yeah, here it doesn't show.
Sarvam Bharata, okay. All right. Now, since if you all, I believe you all have a book with you, can you just open up your book and see under page 54?
Just like 3 pages back.
3 pages back.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's here. All right. So now, okay, it's here. Okay. Now we see that Laukiki, Vaidiki, Vapi. So one should perform only activities either worldly or prescribed by Vedic rules and regulation. All right. So prescribed by Vedic rules and regulation. What is the Vedic rules? Which are favorable. Okay. So that means what? We understood Vaidiki and Laukiki. What is Laukiki? Vaidiki means? So that means Vaidiki means is this one. That means either by prescribed by Vedic rules and regulation. Right. So that means marriage and other purification ceremony are smartas, are called Vaidiki. The marriage or other purificatory ceremony are called Vaidiki or prescribed Vedic regulation. All right. And social and bodily activity performed maintain one status quo is called Laukiki. That means Laukiki means to perform bodily activities and also social activities. Oh, I born from this particular family, Malayali, so I only get married like this. This is my culture according to this and that. So that is called Laukiki. So now we understand what is Vaidiki, right? Vaidiki means performing only, what they call? Where is it? That means Vaidiki, that means marriage or purification, this Vaidiki or prescribed Vedic regulation. All right. So now let's look at this. Vaidika Bhakti means, that means performing Bhakti by prescribed Vedic this thing. So in Vedic says, okay, now you do this, wake up early in the morning and all these things is called Vaidiki. So now we understand that. So now it says in the process of sadhana bhakti, these types of Vaidhi bhakti are explained. In sadhana bhakti, we have Vaidhi explained. We follow the 4 regulative principles. wake up early in the morning, worship Tulasi, and this is all the Vedic rules and regulation. But again, Raga Nuga Sadhana Bhakti is very powerful in the process of sadhana. So that means what? Number one is we are performing sadhana by following the rules and regulation. And secondly, what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying, Raga Nuga Sadhana Bhakti. So that means we are performing sadhana and achieve Raga Nuga. Raga Nuga means ecstatic love. Bhava, prema. So Raga, I mean, what do they call? Prema, Bhava. Bhava means what? Ecstatic emotion. So when we think there'll be a goosebump, there'll be a cry, that is Bhava. Ecstatic. But after that ecstatic feeling, we come into prema. That means we start to melt in the service of melting. That means there's no more emotion like crying, this thing. So you are floating, is blissful. Or in other words, now in the modern era, we call you are as though in dementia. Oh no, sorry, not dementia. You are in bipolar situation. Bipolar, all right? Bipolar situation. Nowadays, all this. But I used to tell because my wife is a psychiatric pharmaco specialist. I told her, you go to Vrindavan, don't see this bipolar, don't see this has got schizophrenia. Because they are trained to see, because they are all in ecstatic love, right? So that's the thing. So now, so why this? So explain, and Raga Nuga Bhakti. Raga Nuga Bhakti means is above all that. Bhava and Prema is Raga Nuga Bhakti. It's very powerful. And that also through the process of sadhana. So when one practices devotional service by following the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan, then it's called Raga Nuga Bhakti. So the residents of Vrindavan are always in ecstatic feeling. They don't care about, that's why you see in Vrindavan, or if anyone has been there, you see, they are living a carefree life. Right? They are living a carefree life. They don't even prepare what's going to happen tomorrow. They don't even prepare a bed sheet or a blanket. Even before, they don't even prepare their blanket or bed sheet, blanket before the winter. Because they're all carefree. They don't care what's going to happen tomorrow. As long today the sunrise, Radhe, 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 poof, they go to bed. And next day they wake up, Radhe, 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 poof, they go to bed. They don't even care. Hey, winter is coming. We have to get prepared. We have to get our firewood. We have to get this. They're just carefree. Right? Because they know everything Krishna will take care. That's why you see there's so many devotees. Sometimes they perform this kind of charity. They give blankets. They give blanket to the poor, the roadside person. And this roadside person is not an ordinary person. They all achieve a huge highest bhakti, Babajis. Right? So they're like that. So they are always, sometimes, and it's very funny, in Vrindavan. It's such a cold season. All dressed, I think that's what Mataji, I think last week we discussed that. And they'll be barefooted. When the summer season comes, nobody laments. And the place can be extremely hot until you can take a dough, chapati, and put it on the floor. It will turn into chapati. Extremely hot, burning hot. And they still can't. Right? And that's called Raga Nuga, totally absorbed. Right? So person who are endeavoring for devotional service should follow the activities of Vrajavas with their God. So that means that is how we should follow the what they call endeavor, this thing using that Thai Vrajavasi. That is every day, wake up in the morning, ecstatic Radhe Radhe Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, go to bed. Right? And next day morning, and don't even count, okay, today I'm getting this Prema Bhakti, I have all this. You don't need, be careful. Okay, right? So how the Vrajavasi with their body, mind, and also speech. So according to his qualification, a practitioner should engage in whatever activities are mentioned in either the process of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti or Raga Nuga Sadhana Bhakti. Right? So the word to highlight. That means a practitioner should engage in whatever activity. Okay, mention either. Okay, and how we should engage in whatever activity, that means by his qualification. If your qualification is up to that level, maintain that standard. Don't suddenly go to Vrindavan and feel like you want to become Babaji, right? What is your qualification? And we do not imitate. Why imitation is no good? Because Krishna has given us, because Krishna has made us as a unique person. We are individual, we are uniquely situated. And according to your qualification, you serve Krishna. Exactly, just like that. So how? I should engage in whatever activities, whichever activities that is favorable in Krishna consciousness, right? So you see, either in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, following the rules of Vedic literature, or by Raga Nuga Sadhana Bhakti, achieving the highest ecstatic love. But doesn't matter whichever, right? Either by Vaidhi Sadhana or Raga Nuga Sadhana. Doesn't matter, right? You cannot say, oh, I'm still in Vaidhi Sadhana, I want to get Raga Nuga Bhakti. You can only desire for it. But what is wrong with your Vaidhi Bhakti? Is there anything? No, it's not. Because even Krishna is reciprocating with you in Vaidhi Sadhana. He's still reciprocating, right? Oh, I see the Raganuga Bhakti. Oh, your devotees are even more high and advanced. See, the process of achieving Vaidhi Sadhana and Vaidhi Sadhana, of course, our own endeavor. We have to work for it. Follow the regulative principle, fasting on Ekadasi. All these are own endeavor, Vaidhi Sadhana, right? But Raganuga, it is something that comes to you spontaneous. Like a boy who refused to get married, a bachelor. I will never get married. Right? And the parents are so in anxiety, try to get a lot of lot of girls. I got this girl, no, she's this, she's good. See the photo, I'm not interested. You know, I think you all have seen that. You know, they are trying to match make, nothing works. And suddenly the guy goes and sees suddenly one girl, and just at one look, he start to melt. He fall in love. And similarly, the girl look at him, look at that boy, and she also melt and fall in love. All right. And how? That is called, we call Raga Nuga Sadhana. So Raga Nuga, I'm just giving a very lame example so that you can relate. I mean, I can relate with my own life or with others. You know? So something that is spontaneous, that you do not need to think. You do not need to use your conscious mind or your reasoning mind to think. It just happens spontaneously and you can't stop it. Right? So, but before you go there, so now I'm following the rules and regulations by the sadhana. Is there any difference? No difference. Okay. So all these things I say according to the qualification. Right? So we do not imitate. Someone may attain the highest result by practicing one of these things. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is continuing here. So someone may attain the highest result even by practicing one of the limbs, and someone may attain the highest result by practicing several limbs. Right? They follow deity worship, associate devotees, chanting, right? Or staying in Madura, or staying in Vrindavan, or something like that. They have to follow few in order to achieve the highest result. But someone may attain even by practicing even one. That's chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Attain the highest result. Okay, so that's a bhakti. So someone can attain by practicing one, and someone may attain by practicing few. The unalloyed devotion of those who have exclusively taken shelter of the service of the holy name, and the Vaishnava does not find taste in any other limbs. Let's look at this. What he says, okay, please underline. And okay, the unalloyed devotion for those who have exclusively, particularly taken shelter at the service of the holy name. Serve the Nama Prabhu. Serve the holy name in the shelter service of the holy name. And the Vaishnava does not find taste in any other name. That means when you take the service of Vaishnava, all right, you surrender to a Vaishnava, at the same time your chant is sing other limbs. Maybe you don't have taste. Like for instance, like some devotees, they have, like myself, I cannot do deity worship because I don't have the practice. Practice at the same time, I don't have the patience. Right? And to follow the rules, like they do like this, like that, they mudra, all these kind of things, which is doesn't suit me. All right. Similarly, like certain things. So that means there's a lot of other limbs, you have to do this, do that, but all the other things will become tasteless. I mean, you're not so interested. But when you see a Vaishnava, you get very excited. When you hear the chanting of the holy name, you faint. All right. So like that. So this is the two primary, but the most important. Chant the holy name of the Lord and worship the Vaishnava. Right? Serve the Vaishnava. Okay? Even you can offend the holy name. You serve the Vaishnava, doom. That's why this Nama Prabhu and Vaishnava Seva are like a twin brother. Right? Like a twin. If you offend Nama Prabhu, it still can be forgiven. You can rectify it. But you offend a Vaishnava, Nama Prabhu will just leave you until you have to go and beg mercy from the Vaishnava. Please kindly forgive me, my dear Prabhu or Mataji. I have done such an awful offense. Then the devotee says, no, don't worry, because the Vaishnava is always very merciful. If you cannot ask forgiveness, write a letter to them. When you write a letter, or you can text them WhatsApp. Now you have WhatsApp using. But when you send the WhatsApp, please ensure. When you want to ask forgiveness, please ensure. My dear Prabhu or my dear Mataji, whatever offense I've done against you, kindly forgive me. That means you still have false ego with you. What do you mean, whatever offense? Be specific. My dear Prabhu, my dear Mataji, I've offended you by this. I've offended you by talking something bad about you to that event. I have taken you lightly. I didn't understand your gravity. Yeah? And because of this, I've lost the taste. The Nama Prabhu is already punishing me. And I know just by seeking forgiveness from your lotus feet is the only means for me to get back the mercy of the Nama Prabhu. Kindly, Prabhu or Mataji, please forgive me. I'm such a fool. I'm such an idiot for saying something bad about you out of my false ego. Out of my false ego. I'm still struggling to handle my false identification. Please be merciful towards me and grant me your mercy so that I can get rid of my false ego. And always accept me as the servant at your lotus feet. Please forgive me, my dear Prabhu, Mataji, or whatever. If you can say out, it's good. If you can't say out, you write a letter. Maybe if you don't dare to write the letter and send it out, you just take the letter and start to read it many, many times. It's amazing, I'm telling you, because I've offended a devotee. I've offended my chairman. Then I wrote it down. My false ego made me not to go and talk to him. But I was reading again and again. I was just thinking, no, if I don't get the mercy from him, definitely my devotion is out. If I don't get a mercy from him, my devotion is out. When I saw him, without me, as though that's something that my senses like run out of control, immediately my mouth opened, my tongue started to speak, and he got a shock. He said, Prabhu, did you do that? Yes, Prabhu, I'm such a fool, Prabhu. I've done that. Please forgive me. And I just offered Dandavat. And till then, till today, we are such a thick friends. And it's very merciful. In fact, this morning also I sent him a message. I was thinking, because I got such a small, tiny baby, Gaur Nitai. I was asking his permission, do you think I should get a slightly bigger one? Because the small deity, I couldn't sew dress, nothing. Because Gaur Nitai, anybody can worship. Because it's the mode of devotee. But it's so tiny. Mine is so tiny. When I touch palm, it fall down. My deity became falling here, falling there. I was thinking, falling your hand should be pain. I was like, very regretted. I just asked, don't worry. There's so many people want to give up the deities, I'll get for you. Right? Such a loving relationship. And after that, only I could be able to restore my chanting. So don't make a general statement. Whatever offense that I've done against you, please forgive me. Don't do that. Be specific. Be bold enough to ask forgiveness. It's worth it. I'm telling you, my dear father, Prabhus and mothers, it's worth the effort. All right, it's worth it. Because you know why? The Nama Prabhu will come back to you. And you'll be restored into your original position. The chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is so beautiful and so nourishing and relishing. It's worth. But when you go and ask forgiveness, do it sincerely. Don't do it as a formal thing. Because Nama Prabhu, he knows you in and out. Oh, you're attacking normally. Oh, you're asking forgiveness formally. Yeah? I also will come to you formally. I'll act with you formally. We don't want a formal relationship. We want in-depth, loving relationship. So we have to be very careful. Vaishnava aparat is the worst aparat that you can think of doing. Right? Even you kill a Brahmana also, you can still be forgiven. But when you offend a Vaishnava, one-way ticket, gone. Your creeper, your Bhaktiyaloka beach that has grown until nearing to Goloka was poisoned from the root. The entire trees die. And you start all over again. Not worth it. Therefore, the practitioner should work in devotion in full surrender, enthusiasm, firm, confidence, and patience. This is thing that we read, right? Surrender, enthusiasm, utsaha, firm, confidence. What is the confidence? What is the confidence that we saw? What is that? Dhairya? No, Dhairya is patience. Yeah, what is the word? Krishna, Krishna. Anybody can help me? That's my network instruction book. All right. Utsahan Nischayat Dhairyat. Utsahan Nischayat Dhairyat. Tat karma pravartanat. Sangatyagat sato vritte sadbir bhakti prasiddhyat. So Utsahan means confidence. Okay, Utsahan means very enthusiastic. Nischaya means confident. So we are talking about the second is firm confidence is Nischaya. And number 3 is Dhairyat. Dhairyat means patience. Right? Then okay. So like that. So with that, we have already completed the first 1, 2, 3. Tat karma pravartanat. All right. We have completed the tat karma pravartanat. So what is the tat karma pravartanat? It is Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi sadhana. That means following the rules and regulation acting according to the rules and principle of Shravanam Kirtanam. Right? So that's the conclusion of tat karma. Okay. Any questions? I will stand 43. All right. Shall we continue Sangatyaga? Or we will do it tomorrow? Start fresh tomorrow. Sangatyaga is also such a long description. I think this is 23 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Right. Sadhu Vritti. Okay. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, around 9 pages. Okay. So, what do you think, dear devotees? Do you have any questions, any comment, or anything that you want to discuss, or you want me to shall we continue our Sangatyaga discussion now? I open to you. Or if you want to discuss any principle or any questions, we can also do that. Come on. What do you think? Say something. Haribol.
Can continue, Prabhu.
Okay, let's continue. Huh? Right. Okay. Yes. Today is since Ekadasi. Right. So now we have already understood that Tat tat karma pravartana. Okay, the verse from there is Utsahan, Nischaya, Dairya, tat tat karma pravartana, Sangatyaga, Satovritti, Sadbir Bhakti Prasidat. We are looking at 6 qualities that enhances the bhakti. We have already explained, we have already spoken of Utsahan. That means endeavor with confidence, Nischaya, Utsahan means enthusiastic, be very enthusiastic. In Malay, we call Usaha, right? Usaha. Enthusiastic. Number 2, Nischaya. Okay, Nichayama, we do with full confidence. Then number 3, after you do, you are excited about it, enthusiastic. Number 2, you are very confident. Number 3, important is Dairya, or we call it as patience. All right. And the Dairya is, what is the word that for those for Dairya is called Dira. Dira. Dira means those who are sober. From Dairya, Dira comes. All right. Then after that, we have just completed Tat Tat Karma Pravartana. That means we are talking about the 4th principle. That means to follow rules and regulation according to the Shastra. And of course, by performing this thing according like, okay, what do you call? What is the thing? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Pada Sevanam. So all these things, listening, associating, chanting, and all these kind of rules and regulations. The limbs of Bhakti. So we have discussed that. And among the limbs of Bhakti is, well, okay, by practicing, using that, following that rules of regulation is called Vaidhi, Sadhana Bhakti. And of course, we have studied all the limbs. And among all the limbs, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is coming with a conclusion that unalloyed devotional service is one can achieve when the person have exclusive relation in Vaishnava and the holy name. All right. So therefore, the practitioner should work in devotion with full surrender, okay, enthusiasm, fervor. So now we're going to talk about Sangatyaga. That means giving up the association of non-devotee. So the detail of giving up association of non-devotees. In his Upadeshamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami said that once devotion is enhanced by Utsaha, Nischaya, Dairya, Tat Tat Karma Paravartana, then Sangatyaga and Satkritti. Okay, the devotee's lifestyle of propensity. Okay, this is the 6 things. Out of this item, Utsaha, Nischaya, Dairya, Tat Tat Karma Paravartana has already been separately discussed in the previous essay. So this is the essay of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay, you see. Now I will try to discuss the meaning of what word Sangatyaga. That means what Bhakti Vinod Thakur, I will try to discuss the meaning of the word Sangatyaga. There are 2 types of Sangha. There are 2 types of Sangha. Number 1 is association and attachment. Okay, please underline this word. There are 2 types of Sangha. One is association, second is attachment. Okay, associating and attaching. All right, you all get it? So now let's look at the word association means. Okay, let's look at association. Association also have 2 types. 2 types. That means we associate with non-devotees and with women. Okay, associating with a non-devotee and at the same time associating women. Similarly, attachment is also of 2 kinds. It's also of 2 kinds. All right, 2 types. That means attachment to prejudice and attachment for assets. Okay, all these on a material side. Okay, so that means in association got 2. One is associate with non-devotees. Second, associate with women. Attachment also got 2 types. Attached to the prejudice and attached to the asset or properties. Okay. Those Mahatma who wish to attain perfection in devotional service should carefully give up Sangha in the form of association and attachment. You all get it? A person who wants to attain perfection should avoid carefully the association and attachment. Please mark, underline this word. There's also a recent incident. A great good standing devotee suddenly fell for a in this kind of I shouldn't say the word, okay. I mean, I don't want to mention that because Every one of us have seen it or even experienced it. A man, when he associates with women, no matter what, there will be attraction. Every part of women's body, it is very, very attractive to men's senses. Okay, and I'm not out of it. Example, I give you one example. Maybe Krishna gave me this to realize. I was driving. Yeah, I was driving. Then in the traffic light, and of course, this is a very busy junction. I have to give space for this person to go in. Right? So this car is waiting, and I just allow that person to go in. Allow the person just to move in. Now, the car is fully tinted, and of course, there is the driver's seat is also tinted, so I don't know who's the driver. But when the person went out, she just pointed the hand and said, "Thank you." You know, the hand, only the hand. It's a Malay lady, the hand with gold and with some this thing, and that hand. And the way that the hand, when she showed the hand only, when I look at only the hand, I mean, sorry, not even the whole thing, just the wrist. Sorry, the wrist. She just said thank you. So that's why she just pointed the hand and said thank you. After I seeing that, it's a kind of attraction that I could, and I was like, got carried away the beauty the wrist looked like. Only the wrist. Not even the face or the body or any other part. Only the wrist. When I only saw the wrist, just driving, I was just thinking, no, oh my God, how beautiful is the wrist? Well, the fingers were long and the skin looks glowing. Just imagine looking at the wrist is so big. How attractive the lady should look like. I was driving, fetch my children, right? So when there I was waiting, suddenly I was just thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Just by looking at the wrist of a woman, and I got so much attracted to. And that day, of course, I wrote in my journal. Any part of a woman's body will somehow or other attract and allure men. Lure men. So we have to be very careful. Right? So, especially the non-devotees and also with the women. But that means, how about in the temple? In the temple, we are seeing women, Matajis and everyone that's walking around. And that's why women need to cover their head. When you come to the temple, you have to cover your head. It is not something that that is a belittling a women. Oh, why we should cover? Why should no? It's not that. Because men are naturally very weak. No matter what. We also have heard recent incident also. I believe some of you know, some of you don't know. Doesn't matter. Don't need to know. Right? Attractive women. All right. So the hair attracts the man. All right. And what they call the way they sing, so all attract. So that's why you need to cover the head, you know, the thing. And secondly, also, this what they call women used to, especially the married women, put a bindu, they put a kungumam, and must make sure that put on your forehead like this. Because when you put the thing on your forehead here, it attracts a man in a very motherly form. Oh, she's a married woman. All right. So it doesn't further attract. It's all scientific. So we have to be very, very careful. Okay, especially. So associating non-devotees will kill your bhakti, and associating with women will spoil your character. So no matter what. So this is something very dangerous, right? And of course, attachment to prejudice. Okay, now that's what Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning, that a devotion one should carefully give up sangha of association and attachment. We have to remember this by heart. Right? Otherwise, this sangha will gradually but surely ruin everything. All right? We think, once in a while I'm thinking of a girl, once in a while I'm thinking, but in the long run, gradually, step by step, and definitely, surely guarantee it will spoil everything. It's very, very scary, my dear fathers, I mean, Prabhus and mothers. It's very scary. We have to protect ourselves against all these things, right? As stated in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, 62-63, Sangha sanjayate kama, kama krodho vijoyate, krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhrama. Smriti bramshat buddhi nasho. Buddhi nashat pranashyat. For attachment, from attachment, number one, from attachment, lust develops. Please underline. Then, from attachment, lust develops. Then, from lust, anger arises. Okay, the anger arises from lust. That's why you see sometimes, when the boyfriend, girlfriend, when the girlfriend rejects the boy even can go and kill. All right, the anger arises. Then from anger, complete delusion arises. Right? The complete delusion arises from anger. That means we start to lose our intelligence. That's why I say angry men don't have sobriety. He's not sober. He becomes delusion. Right? And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. That means he will lose his memory power. He will lose his composure. Like I remember the day I said, somebody wanted to say something bad about his mother, he gave me a tight slap and the felt tight. That means bewilderment, memory, everything's gone. That's why you see when a person angry, they cannot think directly. All right. Then when a memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. So we will lose our intelligence when we lose our memory. That's why sometimes the angry men are foolish people. They can make all foolish things. So when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into this material food. Can you see how nicely Krishna explained? Attachment, from attachment, lust develops. Right? From the lust, anger arises when the lust is not satisfied. Then from the anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. Then from memory, bewilderment of intelligence. From the memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When the intelligence is lost, one fall down again into this material food. So a practitioner should always remember this instruction of the Lord. You must always remember this thing. So what you can do, you can take these 62 and 63, you can write it somewhere and keep it with you wherever you go. Right? So whenever, when this anger arises, go back. Why am I getting angry? Because I got lost. And why the lust appeared? Because of attachment. Oh, I'm attached to the person. That's why everything happened. So I start to detach. So when I start to detach, there's no lust and there's no anger arises. Right? Because once you're angry, if you're going to go on being angry, your delusion arises, you start to think, and your bewilderment of memory will come, and your memory will be lost. Then after that, everything is gone case. So check and balance, right? So if a practitioner engage in prohibited, if the practitioner engage in prohibited association, the practitioner, then gradually his attachment increases. No matter what, the attachment will increase. And the more this attachment increases, please underline all this statement, the more his firm faith in the supreme goal diminishes. All right, his firm faith, it diminishes. The purpose is that the living entity is spiritual, but being controlled by Maya and falsely proud due to ignorance, the living entity has forgotten his constitutional position. Because other than devotion and his constitutional position, everything that around us is a material concept. We are spiritual and we are spiritual. But we are living in the world of material creation, we got a material senses, we got a material body, we got a material things, everything. Even when we are attracted to somebody else, we are going to attract it not to the soul, but we are going to attract to another material form that made of Panchabhuta, Mahabhuta, air, water, ether, fire, and all these things. It's a combination. That's what the body looks like. That's why the hands and fingers all look so attractive. Right? It is not this thing, but just the attraction to the material form. So because of our attraction to the material form, we have forgotten our constitutional position and we are still remaining in this material world. We are so attracted to the property, we are so attracted to the children, we are so attracted to the wealth, we are so attracted to the sexual feeling, we are attracted to uncontrolled lust, the tongue, the taste. So because of that, we take the particular form that you can enjoy. No, because I love to eat, I take a form of a pig, so I go on eating 24 hours. eat everything because I got uncontrolled sexual desire. So I take a form of a pigeon and go on making love, right? And I've got such a big fat ego. I love to simply shout at people. I love to go on shouting at people. You know, I am the person who want to create my supremacy by creating these kind of things. Next birth, I born as a crow. Remember the day I shared the video about a crow from one part, and I'll be sitting there and chanting. And of course, while chanting, and I'm just thinking, crow, non-stop. And when the first scream, the whole body shiver. Then stop. Stop. Imagine and look left, look right, look up, look down. Then fly. And fly away. Go to the next branch. Then after that, fly to the next branch. And it looks like he's created his own formation. From here, there, here, there. And he keep going around that place. Oh, I don't know, how many hours? His entire life. Right? So similarly, when we are this thing, so that means we are under this material attachment. Everything we are distinct. So we've forgotten. Okay. So being more attached increases. That means the attachment increases because that's the natural. Right? That's natural. Say like I'm an Indian from Tamil descent. And say I go to Japan. See, when I went to Japan, I couldn't tolerate the food. All right? I couldn't tolerate the food. No salt, no nothing. That's why the Japanese people eat. Right? I'm trying my best. But once I come back to Malaysia, Ipoh, what happened? I went back to my natural diet. Like that, similarly, when we want to detach from this material form of life, in spirituality, sometimes we can feel very uncomfortable. But once you give a place that you allow, okay, just take a break. Once you go back to your natural position, gone case. I hope you understand my analogy, right? So that means that means in his pure state of living entity does not associate with Maya. Rather, he remains fully spiritual. That means pure state, he doesn't associate with Maya, but remains spiritual. In the spiritual world, all the association of the living entity is spiritual. Therefore, the eternal Sangha of the living entity is the state of desirable. Okay? That's because in spiritual, everything is this thing. The Sangha in the conditioned state of a living entity is polluted. Okay, the Sangha here is polluted. The Sangha being polluted with nations. Nations means what? Ignorance. In the form of association with non-devotee and women and attachment for family and assets. So all these things are at the same. All right? That means what? Attachment to the family means what? If you cannot convert your family into a spiritual family, you're going to have hell of a time. You are not going to have a peaceful life because you are alone trying to practice bhakti and your family is against you. And of course, you are attached to the asset property. So you can never have that kind of peace, right? You have to make your family spiritual. That is your duty. And how to do it? Don't go there and straight change. Now you're all in Maya. Oh, you are Maya. You are Maya. Come on. Like sometimes the husband will tell the wife, I think you are in Maya. I mean, I don't understand what does that mean. The best way to change a person is by love. Sometimes the wife or your children or whoever your loved ones can retaliate. Just like a child. When you're so happy holding a baby, the baby can kick your face. So when the baby kick your face, you don't throw the child away, right? Because in loving reciprocation, there will be kick and punch. We have to tolerate all that and go on loving them with affection by chanting and praying to Krishna, praying to Prabhupada, and they will eventually become a devotee. Right? And there's always another particular thing that saying is another important thing, right? The husband will say, how nice if I marry a devotee. Start to regret. Oh, my wife is not a devotee and my husband is not a devotee. This is very common in China. In China, because I've also been addressing the Chinese devotee, and 90% of the Chinese devotees are divorced. And 90% of the devotees are ladies. I ask what's the reason. The ladies say, oh, my husband is in Maya. I say, come on. Then what are you doing? I'm doing distributing books. What's the reason of distributing books? I want to make devotee. Why can't you make your husband a devotee first of all? Why there is divorce? Why there's a need of divorce? Right? And sometimes the man will say, my wife, oh, or California, the wife Maya. Oh, if I marry, come on, if you think, is it very easy that you can marry a devotee girl or devotee husband? You know, I know a girl, fantastic, amazing. I asked, okay, I would like to get for you a suitor, right? I get to get a groom for you. So what type of boy that you want? And that girl humbly told me, Prabhu, I want a man, I don't care about his education, I don't care about his job, about his wealth and everything. I just want a person who are advanced in devotional service, that he could train me up in bhakti. And that girl is initiated. And she got a beautiful name. I don't want to mention the name, but she said, I want a husband who can be my Siksha Guru. So now look at yourself in the mirror. Do you have that quality of being a Siksha Guru that you can marry a devotee girl? It's a big mistake. Even a girl that wants to marry the girl always say, oh, I wish I can have the husband who like, come on, don't wish for something that is not granted for you. Your life, your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your everything, it is something that has been prepared for you. So there's no room for lamentation and there's no room for regret. Simply be loved, show your affection to them. Be very loving to them. Don't change by force. We are not like any Abrahamic religion that's converting people by sword or by harsh words. You don't become a devotee, you go to hell. You don't surrender to Krishna, you stay eternally in hell. Don't make that mistake, because I did that mistake. I joined ISKCON in 93 when I was 15. Until 5 years before, I'm 47 now. I should say around until 40, if I'm not mistaken, until the age of 40, 41, 42. I couldn't convert any of my family member to become a devotee. I couldn't make my mother a devotee. I couldn't make my wife a devotee, because I've been always implementing rules. You don't chant, you go la, eat chicken, huh? Sure, you go to hell. Your stomach is a graveyard, you know. And my mother go out, you all one case la. I don't care about you all, Nothing happened. How many years? From 93 until what, 2025, until year 2000, let's say, in 2020, I couldn't convert a single person in my family to become a devotee. Until I attended the Bhakti Sastri class and all these classes, and they said, if you think you want to make them, show love, show compassion, right? Don't retaliate. Just to retaliate, just to be against you, they purposely will never become a devotee. And you are guilty for that. And I said, then what we should do? And the master, what is his name? Sarva Bhauma Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple. Right? Sri Sarva Bhauma Prabhu, he told in the class, every day take a flower, offer to Srila Prabhupada. My dear Prabhupada, please make my wife, make my husband, make my children, or make my parents, make them a devotee. Right? Please show them compassion. Somehow or other, by good fortune, I have become a devotee. But I don't have that power to convince them to become a devotee, to give up all things and surrender to Krishna. Give up is secondary. It's okay, no need to give up. But at least surrender to Krishna. Accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality. I don't know how to do it. Kindly assist me. Right? I was praying and praying and praying, and my very dear God sister, right, Grace Pushpa Rani Madhavi Mataji, what she did, that time I was doing this housewarming, my housewarming, and also my daughter's Sarangi festival ceremony. And she said, Prabhu, I got 2 sets of Jagannath deity and I want to give you one. I said, no, Mataji, I'm not prepared. I say, I don't care. Your name is Padita Tarna Jagannath Das. You need to have a Jagannath. And forcefully she came and put Jagannath in my altar. That means Jagannath wants to come to my house. Ever since Jagannath came to my house, my whole family became a two. My mom is initiated. My wife is initiated. My eldest girl is initiated. My eldest girl was the youngest Bhakti Sastri graduate in the country. So like that. So all the things start to happen. All the transformations start happening. We cannot force them. So that means, but a person, if the family is totally against you, then you should give it up and do what? Marry a second? That's not a good idea. Oh, okay, my wife doesn't do good. My husband is not good. So I divorce my husband, divorce my wife, don't marry a second marriage. No. Once and for all. Once you're married, you break up the next moment come and surrender to Krishna, become a full-time devotee. Not simply having another family, creating another family, right? If you think you want to do it, sustain yourself with your current wife, current husband, and make them a devotee. You also become a devotee, pray to Krishna, and that. Okay, there's no such thing divorce in our materialistic way of life, in our Vedic system, Vaidhi sadhana, Vaidiki. There's no such thing divorce, and there's no such thing after divorce, marry a second one. Of course, those days they say, but actually it is not. It's not encouraged, right? Because first of all, you have to, if you want to get married, you have to marry very young. Say age of 40, 45, you divorce and marry a second one, going to create more trouble in your life. Age of 40, 47, you're going to have another child. And how long are you going to work? You know? And at the same time, attachment for the family is like if you are a grandparents. Once your children are grown up, they have already gone, they have their own family, let them go. Don't be an octopus. Like octopus try to hold everybody. My son, my daughter, my family. Don't act like an octopus. They have already married, let them go. Why? Because you're going to engage in your sadhana path, right? Don't engage yourself by taking care of the grandchildren and everything, all the old people are taking the grandchildren to the school, coming back, all these kind of things and creating, bathing them, creating so much of trouble. I'm seeing my in-laws, they're suffering like anything. All right. My father-in-law, mother-in-law, they're suffering because they're so attached to the grandchildren. All my brother-in-law, they should not take care. Because, if I don't see, who to see. That's a very wrong statement. Right? As how you grew up, they also have their chance. The nature have already prepared for them. Don't get attached to your grandchildren. Once you're going to get attached to your grandchildren, forget it. Right? So if you are retired from active family life and all these things, you should really consider of going to living in Madura, Vrindavan. Try to go to Madura. Try to go to, if you think Madura is not conducive because maybe we as a Malaysian, it doesn't work, go to Mayapur. Mayapur is more like our Malaysian city. It's very clean and okay, it's tolerable. It's tolerable according to our material senses. Mayapur. Go settle down there. Engage in sadhana bhakti and try to go back home, back to God in these very birthdays. Don't sit with your grandchildren and try to cultivate them, mold them, like what happened to my father-in-law. Such was studying 6, everything was good. But so attached to this family until my mother-in-law said, why vegetarian? Somebody's unmuted. Why vegetarian? Why vegetarian? Why this? Why that? End of the day, he also fell into the trap. He's gone. Right? He's no more doing, he's no more sadhana, nothing. So, and now suffering. So all these things are very important. Being very attached to the family in the sense of try to make your family spiritual. You're going to have a very beautiful family association. And how to do it? Pray to Krishna. Krishna loves waiting for your prayer. Krishna is your well-wisher. Just waiting. Come, what do you want? Come, my son, my daughter, my lover, my Saki, my Gopal. Tell me, what do you want? Tell me. Oh, Krishna, I'm on my way to your path. Yes, I know. But only my challenge is my family. My wife and my children, my parents, they are not very interested. Since you are as Paramatma living in their heart, can you kindly make them devotee? At least I can have a very beautiful family sadhu sangha. All right. And pray to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada will pray to Krishna, my dear Krishna, just allow this for this boy or girl. Right? Don't try to find fault. Do it with love. Don't try to find fault. Don't try to think that you're hell of a great and you start to call your family, your wife, your husband, your children, everybody's Maya. You Maya, you Maya, you Maya, and everybody become Kaya. Because all this from my personal experience, I've seen that so many marriage broke up and are about to break. But of course, I help them. I used to do this kind of counseling. I tell them that's the most foolish thing you to do. Simply this thing. There's nothing to counsel about. The divorce is actually the clash of ego. You think you're hell of a great, your wife or your husband thinks that your spouse thinks you're hell of a great, and all this hell of a great will start to fight and create a hellish situation. Clash of ego. When you can simply think that you're not his body and you are a spirit soul, and that your spouse is given to you as a spiritual relationship, you're going to get it, to work together to achieve perfection, and the family will be distinct. At the same time, I'm not saying very nasty. I'm not being very nasty by telling not to be associated. I mean, don't take care of your grandchildren and everything, but this is for your own benefit. Unless your family, grandchildren, everybody's a devotee, then it should be very conducive. Hey, Krishna, come here. No, say you're calling your grandson, hey, Krishna, I'm going to take your bath. We have to do Mangalarti. Right? Okay, then I'm doing Mangalarti. Tell my grandchildren, go pick some flowers. I'm doing Sandhya Arati. Can you go? There's a tata or pati, there's a rose there. Can you pluck some rose and bring it to Krishna? And the boy will just go and pluck the beautiful Krishna conscious family. It's okay. If it's not, think about it. So that means woman attachment to the family and assets, it is unfavorable for one's advancement. So spiritual sangha of the living entities is compatible and mundane sangha is incompatible. Okay, to get free from these incompatible sangha, the living entities liberation, okay, is the living entities liberation. To get free from this incompatible, this material association is considered a liberation. And now we will considering the incompatible sangha, the sangha that is not incompatible. So tomorrow we're going to discuss. The first we have to consider, okay, what is that incompatible sangha? So please mark your book. Bhaktiyaloka. Alright, incompatible we will discuss, okay? From attachment, okay. So please mark this book. Page 58. Tomorrow we're going to start with page 58. Right? So, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we end the session here. So now we open for questions and comments. Oh dear, it's 11, it's 17. Oh, I didn't notice the time. Nothing in this world that cannot be solved through devotional service. When we surrender to Krishna, Maya Devi, all will be very favorable to you. But if you think that you're going to attempt by your own effort, it's going to be a very troublesome endeavor. Okay. So, any quick question? Any comment? If there's any takeaway, please put in the group. Right? So I just want to know, is there any takeaway that you learned something new today? So that's put in the group. So what is the conclusion of today? All right. So the conclusion is Sangha Tyaga, there's two kind of thing, attachment and association. All these has to be given up if it's not conducive in spiritual life. All right. So with that, thank you so much for your time. Today is Ekadasi. I hope that you all are having a good time fasting Ekadasi. Be fruitarian, just with fruits, nothing will happen to you, or some roots. Right. So have a nice day. And tomorrow fasting breakfast at 7:21 a.m. After 7:21 a.m., what you do, just take one grain and put it in your mouth. Once you break your fast, right? But the most important today, chant 16 rounds. Those who have not chanted 16, do your 16 today. Till then, have a beautiful day. Vancha kalpatarubhescha, kripa sindhuvevacha, paditanam pavinebhyo, vaishnavevayo namo namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vinod Srila Bhaktiyaloka ki jai. Gaura Premanante. Hare Hare Bol. Gaura.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Bye.